Hello everybody, welcome back to another video, and today we're talking about Moon Knight Episode 3. We're halfway through the show now. And yes, I tried my best to make Mr. Knight in Layla Marvel Studios 2, and he came out decent, at least I think. I think he came out decent. Yeah, Episode 3 came out, and it was awesome. Without spoilers, not much to say, like normal. Go watch it, because it was awesome, cool action, great acting from Oscar Isaac, like normal. And yeah, it was just a good episode, so go watch it. What are you doing here? Go watch it. I'm going to get into some spoilers. Spoiler alert. Go watch episode. All three, the first three. They're all awesome. I'll give you a few more seconds to click away. Now let's dive into some spoilers. So yeah, this episode was awesome. It starts off in Layla's perspective, actually. Because it starts off with her getting a face passport from someone she knows, who I forget who that lady was, but it's someone she knows, and I think it's super close to. But yeah, it was the first time starting without Marc Spector's or Stephen Grant's perspective on stuff. It was Layla's perspective, which was different. And we also learned that Layla's father sounds like was involved with some Egyptian stuff, and he's no longer here because I'm pretty sure he's dead. And then when we catch up with Arrow, we find out that he has found Ammit's tomb. And then when it comes to, when we finally get to Moon Knight himself, aka Marc Spector, because that's who's in control, that's whose point of view we're seeing this time. So instead of Steven's point of view, we're seeing Mark's point of view this time around. And he's going after these criminals, and when he catches up to them, he's beating them up, trying to get them to talk. Not only does first Steven warn him through the reflections to calm down, but then he flashes, and all of a sudden, these people were beaten violently. And we get another scene like this, where it flashes, and people around him were brutally and bloodily, is that a word? Yeah, I made it a word if it's not, killed. So this teases that there's probably a third personality, which is what me and a bunch of other people suspected, especially because in the comic books there were 3 personalities. And by the looks of it, this third personality is brutal, he's mean, he's violent, he gets his hands very bloody, probably the most blood we've seen in the MCU in a while, or maybe ever. And I have a theory that, I'm not sure if this will happen or not, but what if that third personality is the main villain of the show? I mean, how awesome and cool would that be, and interesting, if not only is the main hero of our show, this guy, Moon Knight, but also the third personality is the main villain. So the same person, or the same body at least, would be both the main hero and the main villain. And what they could do is, like, at the end of the show, if that is the case, they could either do a cliffhanger to lead into season 2, or they could have the battle happen inside his mind, where inside his mind, we see Marc Spector and Stephen Grant teaming up to try to take down this more violent threat, more violent personality. At least I think that could be an interesting concept to do, but who knows? Either way, definitely looks like he's going to be meaner than the 2 personalities we have now. And then he eventually goes into the pyramids with Khonshu, where we see a bunch of other of the Egyptian gods. Yeah, right in here, which I can't go into in this game for some reason. You know, there's studs there. It's getting on my nerves. But yeah, Khonshu has Arrow come to a trial where Arrow spreads some lies, uses the multi-personality disorder against him, and because of this, the gods don't trust Khonshu, as well as apparently they have a sketchy past together, I guess. And yeah, they let Arrow get away scot-free. And yeah, I thought this episode was really good, because we also had some awesome scenes of Marc Spector and Stephen Grant having to work together. Because even though for the most part of the episode, Marc was in charge of the body, like in possession of the body, there's been at least a couple times where he would have to look into a reflection and talk to Steven. That way Steven can walk him through some of this Egyptian stuff, because Marc doesn't know anything about this Egyptian stuff, but Steven knows a whole lot about this Egyptian stuff. So he has to talk to Steven so Steven can explain it to him. And I think that's really cool. And I think it's going to be really cool to see them have to build up, have to become a friendship, kinda. That way they can work together and swap in and out easily and be able to talk to each other to get stuff done. At least I think that'd be really cool. And we even get a scene where Steven's like, stop Mark, because he's fighting these bad guys that Layla made up with. He's beating on them, and then Steven takes control as Mr. Knight, and I actually still like Mr. Knight so far. I'm okay with what they're doing with him. I really hope they make it in a way that way he can start fighting on his own, because even then he tries to chill everything out, but he gets impaled, so, you know, Mark takes over again, but because of his healing suit, it doesn't kill him. But yeah, I hope they do. I think, like I said in my past reviews, I think this is going to be an origin story where at the end of the show, Mr. Knight will be able to be an awesome fighter, as well as be able to do some detective work like he does in the comics. And also, what I found interesting was that Mr. Knight actually had kind of a callback to Avengers Infinity War, because he says the exact same line Star-Lord says in that movie, where all this fighting is going on, and he goes, okay, calm down, chill the F out. That's the same exact quote, or at least very similar quote, to what Star-Lord told to the Avengers in Avengers Infinity War. I'm not sure if anyone else got that, but the moment he said that, I was like, the Star-Lord said the same thing. At least I thought that was interesting. It's probably nothing, but I thought it was interesting. But yeah, moving on, Layla also is mentioned that Layla was in Madripoor, which I think this is the first, or at least the biggest connection we've gotten to the overall MCU. And what's also interesting is that the only other time that I remember, at least, of us hearing of Madripoor was in The Falcon and the Winter Soldier Disney Plus TV show. So who knows what that means? It could just be a name drop, or that could be a tease for the future. Who knows? I've heard theories that maybe we'll see Sharon by the end of the show. I'm not sure if I believe that yet. Just because of the way they have been like, oh yeah, this is practically its own show. It makes me feel like if it's practically its own show, if they bring in Sharon Carter, it's going to be way more connected. So my best guess is that it's going to be if it's not just set up for Moon Knight to return, if it's going to be a setup for anything big, I think it's going to be Midnight Suns, which I'm still kind of holding out hope for. That's my Mephisto of the show, I guess you could say. Everyone was constantly said Mephisto was going to be in WandaVision, so the new Mephisto is Midnight Suns. They're going to set up Midnight Suns at the end of the show. Probably not, but that'd be awesome. I hope they do. That'd be awesome. I've said it every review so far. I don't have to say it again. And I'm thinking maybe we'll have to do a video why I say what the lineup of the Midnight Suns should be. Well, what it could be and what it should be. Because what it could be and should be, at least in my opinion, are two different lineups. But yeah, and that end the episode because Khonshu messes with the sky, turning back the sky. I'm not sure how that worked, if it was just the sky changing, or if he turned back time on Earth, or whatever, however that worked. But because of that, the other Egyptian gods trapped him in stone. And that's how the episode ends. And it looks like Mark and Steven can no longer summon the suit because he is trapped in stone. At least that's what it seems like. And the episode ends there. And yeah, I really enjoyed this episode, honestly. I think it was a great episode so far. I can't wait to see what happens next. We're halfway through the show, which is kind of crazy. It's like, not only is it taking forever because I want to see what happens next, but it's also kind of going by fast because we're already 3 episodes in, halfway through the show. And I can't wait to see what happens next. Honestly, if there's only one other connection I could see this having to the broader MCU, bigger MCU, and that is maybe possibly a Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness connection, because I'm pretty sure that the final episode of the show, or this season of the show, episode 6, is supposed to release the Wednesday before Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness. So who knows? That could be just a coincidence. That could just be where it happens to fall. Or it could be on purpose to set up Multiverse of Madness. Who knows? Maybe Moon Knight will cameo in that or something like that. The movie is supposed to have a lot of cameos. So, you know, I'm excited for both Multiverse of Madness. Can't wait for that. But I'm also excited to see what's going to happen next in Moon Knight. And yeah, what do you guys think is going to happen next in Moon Knight? I can't wait to see what happens. The show is awesome so far. Halfway through. I'm loving it so far. I think it's awesome. But yeah, what do you guys think? Do you love it? Do you hate it? Do you think it's okay so far? Are you excited to see what's happening next? Or are you kind of like, I don't really care. I'm just waiting for Doctor Strange. Because it wouldn't surprise me if you're like, who cares about this Egyptian show? You're probably thinking, who cares about this show with Moon Knight? I just want to get to the multiverse. And hey, I can understand that, but I think the show's awesome so far. I can't wait to see what happens next. And I'm hoping it sets up Midnight Suns. And yeah, thanks so much for taking time to watch. If you like this video, please hit like. If you want to see more videos like this, please consider hitting the subscribe button, because I posted other Moon Knight reviews for Falcon Winter Soldier, Hawkeye, WandaVision, and so on, as well as movies Spider-Man No Way Home, as well Morbius, Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness when it comes out. And if you want to get notified whenever I post or go live, make sure to hit the notification bell. That way you get notified every time I post a new video or go live. Thanks so much for taking time to watch, and I hope to see you guys in the next video. Bye.